Gimana? Jadi tadi mama tadi nyelamatin kita gimana nih?
Beta. Farrell. Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you.
Nah, ini Tilda nih.
I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Oh, ini yang ngobrol
Where
ini.
is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay.
Oke, pokoknya di tempat yang nggak mau, pokoknya beta dibalikin lah, cuma dia aman gitu. Cuma di tempat yang nggak dia inginkan, dan kita disuruh ketemu nih sama si siapa kan namanya? Sama si Tilda. All that
Why
remains.
did Tilda bring me here?
Nah, kenapa diselamatin? Nah, kayaknya Tilda nih orang yang ngomong di apa? Di datanya yang beta kan kemarin bilang kan belajar, terus tiba-tiba ada yang ngakses secara diam-diam, terus dia punya kayak virtual gitu kan, yang desa, terus ada banyak apa sih, pantai apa gitu kemarin. Oke. Lagu kenapa lagu ini nih?
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world.
Oh, ini lukisan-lukisan ini, Cok.
I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain.
Itu apa ya? Common reading. Ini adalah lukisan-lukisan sebelum dia pergi keluar bumi. Di depan tuh ada, oh gitu. Oke. Ya, kita scan-scan aja lagi. Siapa tahu dapat achievement kan. Ini lukisan Alucard nggak ada. Si paling Alucard deh. Ini suara apa sih? Oh, bisa di-examine, Cok.
Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced.
Gaya aman juga ya?
It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
Kurang tahu.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world. My favorite pairing on the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery, Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Anjing, NFT.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
NFT buat nge-scan mana yang palsu, mana yang enggak. Ini apa?
Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Celine's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn. This is Rembrandt painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead he saved its treasures from destruction just as I saved these works.
Oke.
You could say we're kindred spirits. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune.
Ada maknanya lah intinya.
And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess
Yeah.
I understand how the painter feels.
Semua lukisannya punya makna lah. Sementara Eloy kan nggak ngerti apa-apa anjir.
The Gust by Willem van de Velde,
Ini orang Belanda ya?
most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular.
Terakhir sama
Though
Lisa
waves
kayaknya
and
enggak sih.
wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres,
Oke.
clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it.
Ya ini cerita-cerita tentang seni lah ya, kayak tadi kan, kayak tadi mukanya cerah tapi kayak matanya kayak lesu, bahkan backgroundnya tuh kayak menyerap semua cahaya yang ada, kayak gitu-gitu lah tadi. Lebih ke art sih.
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age.
Apa ini?
This is Van Vianen's leaded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its
Fungsi
practical
ketimbang bentuk
purpose
ini.
was less important than its meaning. Van Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial.
Yes. Such beauty from so... Done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save. Not the least of which is in that vault.
Banyak yang mau kita
There's
selamatin. Cok.
nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come upstairs and we'll get down to business. Your choice.
Ini mana lagi cok painting yang belum gua ini cok. Ini ya banyak ya. Oh ini banyak cok.
A lot of weight on his shoulders. I know the feeling.
Tofu. Itu ada yang keracunan. Siapa tuh? Apa nih? Oke, nggak ada yang bisa dihituin. Kita di mana sih? Tilda Mansion. Oh, di sini kita. Ternyata kita di sini, boy. Udah mau sedikit cerita nih. Terus tadi kita dapat ini ya, kita dapat
She's pulling out her own hair.
kita dapat apa burung tadi ya?
It's hard to watch her suffer.
Oke. Cukup ya. Itu tadi tentang seni ya, harusnya lo pada ngerti. Ini posisinya nggak ketahuan nih sama si siapa namanya tadi? Zenith. Dan dia juga katanya mau nyelamatin sesuatu, tapi apa gitu?
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron?
Kalau bisa nemuin kita katanya.
And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
Apa yang lo lakuin
Oh,
sama
this is
waktu kita
easy.
lo pingsan katanya?
Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus. knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
Nih sarapan boy.
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta. In the data channel you shared.
Nah ini yang gue maksud.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
Ini bukan warga gue lah kayak
You
kasarnya gitu.
shot off into space with them
Terbang ke
and
luar
lived with
angkasa.
them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply. This.
Katanya apa nih? Apa itu fokus?
Focus. You repaired it? Then that means you've seen.
Incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close.
Apa arti hidup ya? Kayaknya.
I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened.
Enlightened itu bahasa Indonesia apa ya?
You truly are
Elizabeth Blood.
With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down.
Oh. Waktu awal-awal yang fokusnya rusak gara-gara spyware sama si Silence anjir.
There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs.
Oh, kayaknya
By
diambil
now,
ya.
you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere, remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals.
Oke.
This process will kill every living thing on the planet.
Oke.
He calls it a clean install.
Clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do.
Oke.
And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship.
Setuju.
A complete collection of human knowledge.
Setuju.
With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
He's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Oh, dia mau ngelawan, mau nabrak
Regalla
base
and
anjir.
rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tanakh, the capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base.
Oke.
She's been doomed. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors. You and I will sneak in through a back way, one that only I know about, while Silence and my friends are busy battling each other. We'll take back Beta and Gaia. Told you I want to help you. I mean it.
Nungguin ya. Aku mau toilet dulu lah. Saya kok, aduh anjing. Ini dia, iya. Saya mau toilet dulu bentar. Gak kuat. Damn man. Iya. Oke. Kita rangkum ya. Kita rangkum cerita dari yang tadi. Berarti Val mati. Harusnya. Ketusuk itu sih nggak mungkin nggak mati ya. Val mati. Beta dan Gaia diambil ke base yang waktu itu kita quest di Tenak. Yang waktu ada tower gitu tuh. Terus kita diselamatin sama si siapa namanya, Tilda van der Sar, nggak tahu lah nama panjangnya tadi apa. Terus ternyata diinspek bahwa dia bukan nyelamatin, mau ikut dengan kita untuk nyelamatin dan ngikutin jalannya Elizabeth Sobek, karena dia ngeliat fokus yang waktu itu dihancurin sama si siapa namanya ini, Eloy, karena selalu dipantau lah gitu sama si Silence. Nah dia ngeliat bahwa kayaknya dia ngelihat sebuah mungkin makna kehidupan kali ya, makna kehidupan yang dia nggak lihat 1000 tahun waktu dia mungkin di luar angkasa gitu, makanya dia mau bantu. Dan masalahnya kan tadi Eloy bilang bahwa orang-orang mereka nih invisible, nggak bisa diserang gitu. Nah ternyata mungkin ini ya, biarin si Silent yang nyerang aja kali gitu ya, baku hantam, karena Silence yang ngerti gimana caranya ngelawan armor itu ya. Dan itulah kenapa si Silent itu ngebuat pasukan di Tenak itu Regalla, dan Regalla kan bawa robot tuh, jadi bisa nyerang base-nya si Varzenit itu. Oke, kita coba tanya-tanya lagi nih. Kita tanya
My
fokus
old
kita.
focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation.
Oke.
After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure.
Oke.
When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and
Udah baik
searched for
lagi.
any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your
Mau
life
diadu.
unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead,
So I should be grateful.
if you like.
Ya, saya sebenarnya bukan mau diadu. Jadi kayaknya si dia ini udah tahu bahwa Silent itu kan ngebuat senjata kan. Jadi kayaknya entah gimana, tadi gue mungkin agak miss tadi ya. alasan kenapa si Silence itu nyerang base-nya itu kayaknya kita belum tahu deh. Maksudnya why gitu. Tapi kita tahu bahwa si Regalla itu adalah pasukan yang dibuat sama Silent. Makanya Regalla dikasih ilmu buat taming monster gitu. Cuma gue gak ngerti kenapa si Silence ini menggunakan Regalla untuk nyerang base dia. Entah ilmunya kah, entah apanya masih nggak tahu gitu.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Oke, kita tanya-tanya.
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh,
Mirip banget sama Elo ya.
So we're
Diasingkan waktu kecil.
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed.
Setuju,
Neither
betul.
did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First in the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries.
Oh.
Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
you were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had
Okay.
to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy.
Hacker.
Despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
Oke. Joining Farzini.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So
Okay.
I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
Oke. Tapi ini harus dibaca lagi, biar Aing lebih dapat lagi feel. Cuma secara ini konsepnya inilah, mengerti lah. Apa di sini itu belum ya?
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off planet that I understood the true scope of their greed.
Greed.
I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Far Zenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
Pakai kamera apa ya? Premiere. Ya, pokoknya ini yang
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia.
oke.
A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because
Oke.
you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her.
Oke.
That's why I created the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
Biar nggak curiga gitu ya. Data
So
channel.
this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about.
Gak ada yang tahu katanya.
Gerard
yang lain.
believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes, though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Biar nggak dicurigain juga lah ya, gitu ya. Kayak kelihatan nggak sih kayak terlalu baik gitu.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm, a safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below.
Oke.
Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of
Anjay.
the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
Ya intinya kayak ya baik, kayak pengen ngasih tahu ngelihat apa sih bahwa gimana ya kayak karena kan dia spy juga kan, jadi dia bisa ngakses, dia bisa ngobrol gitu kan. Kayak udah lalu kayak gimana ya, pengen baik lah kasarnya gitu loh sama si Beta ini. Oke, kita ke Zenith Point kali ya.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true.
Oh, oke.
After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home.
Oke.
The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Ujung-ujungnya balik lagi ke bumi ya.
Gerard.
Masalahnya
He
ini di JR
believes it's
ini ya.
better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
Oke.
What
Zenith Base.
exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
Gimana caranya diem-diem ke sana?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits.
Tahu gimana
In
pulangnya
this
kayak bisa
case, a
kabur ya.
place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation, a passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door,
Oke.
bypassing most of the fighting.
Oke.
The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta.
Beta and Gaia. Oke.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
Oke.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should
Oh,
be.
jadi lengkap sub koordinatnya ini Gaia, Cok. Karena ada Apollo juga kan situ. Oke, kita kan nanya Silent kali ya.
How do you know about Silence's
Nah,
plan?
gimana cara lo tahu rahasia apa
He
rencananya
isn't
Silent?
the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But
Oke.
his subordinates, not so
Oh,
much. He gave
bawahannya ya
additional
katanya.
focuses to the tribals he branded the sons of Prometheus.
The ones working with Regalla.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regalla to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work.
Oke.
With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regalla's only interested in killing Hikaru and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zenith?
Nah, ini
It's
nih.
the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hikaru.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside.
Oke. Jadi ada thread-nya ya. Ya nggak? Jadi ada thread-nya nih. Silence ngasih Regalla ya segala hal buat ngejatohin Hikaru. Dan mungkin ada timbal baliknya gitu ya. Si Silent dapat pasukan buat nyerang base ini. Tapi buat apa Silent itu? Si Silent ini buat apa nyerang dia ini?
So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
Mhm.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
Gimana lu bisa
So when you
ketemu?
met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning, a touchy subject in those days, because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs.
Tamat-tamat ya? Belum tahu?
Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Oke.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, She had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling.
Oke. Oke.
First Varl. Now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
Oh, gila. Ini tempatnya data channel yang ketemu nih. Biar bisa ngobrol sama Beta langsung.
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Dia nolak.
Beta, can you hear me? You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra protection for long. You should have killed me. No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Udah lu kerja aja gitu, gak satuin. Wih, duit suara apa nih?
I think it can be done.
Wah, ada sesuatu yang dirasain ya gitu.
Can you hold on? As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regalla and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
is between me and my sister.
Anjir.
Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regalla's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenat.
Apa ini?
The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regalla's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When.
Kerasa-kerasa kebalik. Oh ini kali ya?
There?
Aloy! Aloy, is that
Mikrofon,
really you?
mikrofon ini kali ya?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Oke. Tadi percakapan tadi lumayan membagongkan ya. Tilda mention. Oh ini nih questnya nih, the wing of the ten tata.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Oke.
Great. I take it the other Xenos can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering.
Oke.
I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regalla's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.
Ya, tadi ada beberapa hal-hal penting ya. Kita dikasih kayak apa gitu di kepalanya Ancient Titan. Terus tadi ada robot. Ini gimana gua ke bawahnya anjing? Ini kepo bentar. Kita balik ke base dulu. Ini lewat mana, Cok? Oh, ini dulu tinggal. Let's. Tar. Yang kepo. Dia tuh ada di situ ya.
Glide in?
Ya, sih bisa loncat tuh gua. Salah.
Find this in my stash later.
Oke. Dari campfire kita kembali ke base dulu. Aloy has planned to end Regalla rebellion, defeat the Zenith, rescue the beta and Gaia, but first she must reunite with her companion and lay dear friend to rest. Oke. Ini nunggu ya set ini. The Wing of Ten has been complete. Oke, kita balik dulu ke base. Membagongkan ya. Jadi Eloy pada intinya kurang setuju bahwa kayak war ketemu war gitu kan. Takutnya suku Tenak tuh mati gitu. Ini kok diserang gini, Cok? Oh, oke. Killing the machine first destroy it external apa nih? A machine have external dimensions collected. Oke. Jadi mungkin si Regalla udah Regalla udah ngebentuk pasukan mau nyerang Hekarro. Nah, kalau misalnya Regallanya menang, otomatis kan si Regalla kan jadi ketuanya kan, dan dia mungkin nyuruh seluruh Tenak buat nyerang base-nya si Gerard, ya enggak? Nah, makanya kita tuh mau ngehentiin pasukannya Regalla ini nih, robot-robot ini mungkin gitu ya. Jadi entah robotnya dimatiin, jadi mungkin ya udah manusia ketemu manusia kali ya. Nah, di situ nanti kita dikasih tahu mungkin ya senjatanya yang dipakai sama Silence gitu ya. Jadi biar kita aja gitu yang kesana kayaknya sih gitu. Nah, ini kita mau istirahatin teman-teman kita dulu nih dari yang sebelumnya di Gemini nih. Feeling gue sih gitu ya. Far mati, oke.
When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey! Can't I get one damn minute to mourn my friend?
Regalla is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hekarro. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Katalo's right. We must fight.
All right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regalla's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So...
After we lost contact with you, we regrouped and went to Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith, Eric...
The Zeniths were tracking Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After Varl tried to stop them. They took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... At least we didn't lose you too. So what do we do now?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths. And get Beta and Gaia back. But first... we're going to stop Regalla.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me... a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regalla's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove.
Okay.
I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hekarro. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
Okay.
The rest of you, whatever preparations you need to make, upgrades, resupplies, get on it. It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zeniths.
Anjay.
We'll be ready, Aloy. And when you're ready, meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
Oke, kita ngomong sama Zo dulu ya.
Oh, looks like I can open that door now.
Kayak ini udah nggak ada si siapa tuh namanya? Udah nggak ada si Gaia. Ya, harusnya kita bisa upgrade gitu ya. Si upgrade tuh senjatanya itu aja. Gak ada yang baru senjatanya anjir. Kota lo pergi ke itu ya, ke tempatnya Hekaro buat ngelindungin. Katanya kan mau diserang. Anjing 21 upgrade-an cok. Antar bawahnya kali ya. Ini green sign-nya mahal pisan anjir. Takutnya bisa di-upgrade anjir, sumpah. Deket ente sekarang apa nih? Oh, es krim mall sekarang. Es krim mall. Oke. Open crafting nggak usah. Oke, ini apa nih? Elite canister rock. Oke, cukup kali ya. Ini skill gue juga banyak banget lagi anjing. Gak ada yang dinaikin, tai banget. Gue naikin pasif-pasif aja lah. Biar gak numpuk. Ini udah. Oke, ini udah. Ini ya. Berapa skill ini gua nggak ini? Strike to as a 10. Kita pasif-pasifnya dulu aja deh. Yang penting pasifnya dulu. Yang trapper belum dijalanin sama sekali ya. Udah. Ini belum. Pasifnya dulu aja. Oh, satu lagi belum. Wah, lengkap semua cok. Masih ada di kanan, masih ada cok. Oh, ini skill ya, nggak usah. Oke, kita ngobrol dulu sama Zo. Langsung aja kali ya. Ini pasti sedih-sedih nih. Gak bisa nih yang sedih-sedih nih. Malah eta.
Keep moving, keep on.
Save dulu. Di mana cok? Di atas ya. Wah, ini nih kayaknya nih kuburannya si itu cok, si
Over
Val.
here, Aloy.
Kuburan Val nih.
We would come out here to tend to the garden.
kebun.
Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plain Song and further east to the Nora sacred lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Bala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Bala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises, and certain stone. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child. Boy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them. I'll try to visit again when I can. But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. I'll now use it on the sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regalla will never forget.
Oh, craft sunwing override. Oh ya, ini bisa terbang nih. Yang tadi ya yang dikasih sama si Beta. Nah, kayaknya robot-robotnya mau dimatiin gitu deh dari atas kayaknya ya. Tadi kan ada kayak kita disuruh ke kan apa tuh robot-robot tentakel gitu. Robot-robot tentakel terus apa teh namanya? Disuruh kepalanya diambil terus apa bisa matiin gitu ya. Nih ya. Oke.
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Oke. Kita ke atas nih ya.
Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
Kemana cok? Oh, ke atas ya? Mentok. Ya kita ke atas buat override sunwing ya. Terbang ya kayaknya kita ya. bisa bisa ke atas tuh lewat sini. Ya ampun.
Good. There are siblings up here. I'll have to approach them quietly. Can't override that. Wonder if there's another cauldron that could teach me. Got it.
Oh, bisa terbang kita anjir.
This is it. I'm in the air.
X to fly forward, Cok. Kok anjing bisa terbang, Cok. Enak banget.
Whoa.
Oh.
Head rush. Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans.
Okay.
But first you must send out a pulse to activate them.
Send pulse, okay.
I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as tallnecks.
Okay.
There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
Oke. Jadi pantesan si tailneck yang depan tuh waktu itu kita nggak bisa override, ternyata emang kita harus terbang. Hanya bisa terbang kita enak banget, Cok. Apa nih, kok ada ruin di sini? Rebel camp. Salah. Nge-crash kok enggak? Harus kita harus kirim sinyalnya dulu biar tadi energi apa tuh aktif gitu. Jadi soalnya kalau nggak salah tuh dia tuh kan harusnya ya kalau mengikuti dari ininya. Ini kan ini ya. Robot yang kemarin ditemukan itu di mana? Di sini ya kalau nggak salah nih, di sini nih. Entah di sini, tapi ini kejauhan sih ya. Jadi kita ikutin ceritanya aja deh.
There's a tallneck. Need to get on top of its head.
Wih, slow down, hover place R1 aksen. Oh ini. Hover down. Oh ini pelanin. Oh biasa. X buat maju.
Know how to land this thing.
Wih. Berarti udah bisa ambil armor ke gunung, harusnya sih bisa ya. Kita langsung story-nya aja lah. Ya boleh nih.
Made it. Okay, Tilda, I've overridden the tallneck.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regalla's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
I told you, I want to help.
Select Samuel. Okay. On call.
Whoa! I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Capek. Horus energy cell. Oh tuh di depan tuh. Iya naik petrel daktil. Oke, dua caranya aja. Kalau gini kan enak bisa kemana-mana gua anjir. pikir tadi di belakang, tadi di depannya. Ini kemana kok tiba-tiba? Anjing. Oh ini pantas cok. Ini belum dijelajahin sama sekali nih. Keren gitu, bisa terbang, keren lah. Peko-peko.
Reinforcements, maybe. Heading for the grove.
Oh nih pasukannya nih.
Carlo and this knock can hold out no longer.
Udah mau nyerang dia. Bisa taruh champion. Oh terbang. Kita ketahuan dong. Syukurin kamu naik gajah, aku naik burung. Haha.
There's the energy cell. Right on the Titan's back. Got to cell. Go on to the grove.
Oh diambil nih. Terus kita kemana?
Pulse from Tolmec should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from the horse I fly to. It'll be useful, even after I deal with Regalla.
Oke. Oh ini kayak EMP berarti ya? Ini kayak EMP secara nggak langsung. Wih. Gue pengen tahu nih wilayah apa sih, ini gunung, ini ada gunung. Ada ini. Ada tanda tanya di depan. Oh, di depan. Anjay. Lagunya langsung kayak lagu perang gitu. Oh anjir berasap cok, diserang.
Alright, here we go.
Nah, kasin. Kasin apa nih? Oh, kasin. Tapi kok hitam? P. Ah, ini. Ceritanya yang waktu yang arena tuh diserang kita nih. Nah.
Regalla's inside. Hikaru will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now. Here it goes.
Iya, EMP. Kayak mau nempatin lu.
It's Aloy. She flies on the wings of the Ten. The tide has turned. Push
Anjay. Ini kayak pasukan itu tuh yang terbang gitu, prajurit. Lah baju kita ganti lagi dong. Gue baru nggak? Bajunya ganti lagi. Wah terpojok nih Hekaro cok.
Now on your knees and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regalla!
Anjir.
Enough bloodshed. Let's settle this. You and me.
Woi,
Easy
by one.
to say when you're on top of machine.
Gua turun. Anjay.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
Oh, oke.
It's like fighting a... Do you have...
Oh,
Much better.
Only strength? You need milk.
kita ngelen-ngelen aja gimana? Boleh lah kalau ngelen-ngelen aja.
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be.
Oh, tuh dia. Oh, dia punya skill gitu, Cok. Apa nih? Oh, ada sesuatu. Lemah mati.
Strike and strike.
Aduh, masih goblok. Oh, nggak ada apa panik, lol. Ngah lo.
This is where it ends.
Yeah, it is.
I will rise above. Have some. This is the girl that tribes kneel to.
Ow.
I will tell all how.
End this. Ow.
I will paint this hallowed soil with your blood.
Woo.
Here I am again, on my knees before bootlicks and cowards. Go ahead, run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the Ten. You who challenged her. By our rights, you must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse. She was the best of my marshals. What a waste.
She's dangerous, all right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Digunain juga, Cok.
Whether you live or die.
Ini aja deh.
I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine.
Anjir.
And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
Anjir.
A better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
Meet us at our stronghold, in the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
I'll hold you to it.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room.
Anjir. Sendirian kah? Oh, squadnya dia ya? Pasukannya paling beberapa kali ya? Ini siapa nih, Cok? Oh, seram anjing.
He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regalla.
So, state it.
It's for her alone. From an interested party.
Waduh, fokus lagi nih.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regalla's soldiers.
Strike to
See you
understand.
back at base.
Anjay. Anaknya nih dikit lagi jadi Shinkeki no Kyojin. Apa namanya?
You
Attack on
said
Titan,
you
bener ya?
tried. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regalla gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of.
Oke.
So get to your task.
Ya, habis baterainya.
Then at least allow me to give you this.
Wah, lama dikasih apa lagi nih?
Armor for the battle ahead.
Oh, dikasih armor kita. Let's go.
Thank you.
Pakai kali ya. Nah, ini kita dikasih fokus apa nih? Silent kah?
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Ah, bener.
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Anjay.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tanakh for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tanakh army to defeat the Zeniths.
Okay.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding in whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
Anjay.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm the only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship.
Okay.
So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing.
Gila.
Don't be late.
Gila. Jadi karakter developmentnya jadi ngeri, Cok. Si siapa namanya? Aloy Tekelai-Kolai ini.
Tilda, you there? I did it. Silence is on board. So head to my base.
Okay.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Singularity. Ya, diketemuin ya anjing.
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
Goks sih. Ceritanya sungguh menggoks. Flew on the wing of 10. Anjay. Bentar. Ini aing save dulu. Nih recordnya aing mati nih. Jadi jujur ada sekitar 3 atau 4 part yang gue upload ke YouTube. Itu downloadan dari Buyah. Karena gue nge-record kan kalau nggak salah kemarin tuh 12 jam kan. File korup. Oke. Jadi gue mau save dulu ini.